everybody, welcome to my channel, CraftyCat Stitcher. My name is Kathy. This is my video number 18, my Flosstube video 18. And today is Friday, July the 20th, 2018. Welcome if you're new, and I hope you come back and visit often. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for commenting and liking. Makes me happy. I hope everybody's doing well and having a good summer. Here in Georgia, it's hot, but that's Georgia. And the thing is, it's not been as hot as it has been in the past. It's been sort of a nice, mild summer. And by mild, I mean mid to high 80s. We haven't gotten to those, really high 90s or anything yet. There's still a lot of summer to go. Summer in Georgia goes through the end of September, whether we like it or not, or whether the calendar says it's summer or not. So we have a lot of summer yet. So who knows what's going to happen. I've been busy. I've been doing some things. By busy, I mean I've been doing all kinds of little things, but I don't have any finishes. No. Kind of a lot. I've been working on things, so a lot to show you today, though. I have got my whips. I have been really good about doing my whip rotation. I feel like I'm crooked, so I'm going to try to straighten this out a little bit. I don't know. I've been really good about my whip rotation. Since Stitch Mania, that's when I really started it. And it was funny because I had commented to another Flosstuber that I really need to write it down because I'm depending on my memory to keep me in the right order, but I don't know if that's such a good thing all the time. So let's go ahead and I'll start. Okay, so I got out my linen and threads mystery sampler 2017, and it is 2017, not 18. So did a little bit more work on it. I like it. I like the color. I'm happy with my color combination. I'm going to keep it going. This is still the January portion of the piece, but I really think it is the biggest, or one of the biggest parts of the sampler. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But I like it. I'm glad that I started it, and I'm going to work on this. This is something I really do want to finish. I think it will look really good framed and put up. Also, I've been working a little bit on Forest Snowfall by Country Cottage Needleworks. And just a little. Here's how I'm doing my rotation. I'm trying to keep, like I said, trying to keep them in order. And I'm working on for 3 days. And by 3 days, I mean I'm picking them up on 3 consecutive days. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm going to work on it for an hour and a half every single day because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I'd pick them up on 3 consecutive days. So got a little bit more done on the house and a little bit on the words. Cute. I'm really optimistic about getting this done before the winter so I can display it next winter. I think it's pretty. This one's on 28 count. Winter Wishes by Fabrics by Stephanie. I think it's 28 count Jobelin. It's really nice. The linen and thread sampler is on 32 count antique white Jobelin. I also did a little bit on Light Upon the Lawn by Blackbird Designs. A little bit more. This is the one that I'm stitching on my coffee and tea dye fabric that I did, and that I think did the opposite of shrinking fabric. I think it made it bigger, it made the weave looser, so that when I was, it's supposed to be 28 count, and when I was stitching it, it just looked huge. So I'm doing it 1/1 with the called for threads. Pretty, and you know, the colors in this, it occurs to me, it's like the color combination of my linens and threads sampler. The blues and the tans. Pretty though, I like them. So a little bit more for that one. Next in the rotation. Okay, this is the one that was a UFO until very recently. It's Angel of Divinity Stocking. Dimensions Gold kit. It is so pretty. I had started this probably about 15 years ago. I don't know. That's a guess on my part. Honestly, I don't remember. But I got a lot done. It's stitched on the fabric that came in the kit, which is 18 count Aida. And for some reason, I stopped stitching on it. And I'm going to show you a little bit closer. And I'll show you a little bit more in a minute. When I was stitching this, just, you know, like last week, I think I figured out maybe why I stopped. It was just frustrating because this is how the threads are stored. And if I look at the color key, it's like, I'm not going to get it out. It's like light gold, very light gold, kind of light gold, really, really, really light gold, and lightish dark gold. Now, I'm kidding. I'm making that up. It's not. But you know what I mean? There's like all these golds. And I don't have any of them labeled. And what I really do need to do is sit down one day and just label these. And that's it. And be really good about putting them back where they belong after I use them. Because I'm spending more time... Let's let it ring, because it's probably somebody calling me and asking me to vote for somebody. I spend more time trying to figure out what light gold is and dark gold and kind of gold. And so I just have to do that. I have to take the time to do that. So that's going to be part of my next project is, you know, maybe just sit down on a day that I don't stitch or I don't feel like stitching and just get these labeled the correct way so that stitching this won't be so much, you know, looking like, what is this? If I make a decision one time, then that's it, right? And then there's this. It's the metallics that go in this kit. They don't play well with these, so I had to put them in timeout. Yeah. So, and I was kind of dreading using them because they're so tangly and weird, but instead I decided to go ahead and conquer that fear, and I started working on her halo, and it's blended. You really can't tell that that portion is right there. It's blend, 2 strands of the metallic and 1 of the cotton thread. So that's it. I'm working on it. It's going to get done. I don't know when, but long-term project. I've got, you know, some projects I think, oh yeah, I really want to get them done, but I know some of them are going to be really, really long-term. That's one of them. So, I had Stitch Day with my group last Saturday, and I always take a few projects to work on, like, you know, 2 or 3 or maybe more, maybe 4, so that if I get tired of working on one, then I can switch. And I decided to go a little bit out of rotation and go back and work on Scaredy Cats by Mill Hill. Because I want to get it done for Halloween. I want to get it done before the fall. It's more fall than a Halloween. So I am probably less than 10 stitches away from getting all of the thread portion of this. Yay! Look at it. It's so cute. The rest of it is beads. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of beads and a lot of different kinds of beads in here. So, like I said, look at it. The rest of it is made up of beads, and it looks like there's not much there. So there are a lot of beads in this. Like the wagon wheels are all beads. So, okay, that's that. I like this. I think it's coming out really cute. I mean, ever since I stitched those little birds, the little black birds, look how cute they are. They're so adorable. So anyway, somebody on Flosstube, and there were at least 2 people had mentioned how, you know, kind of like wondering how they were going to organize their beads for a Mill Hill kit. And I know I showed this before, but I want to do it one more time and show you what my friend Thea taught us. And I know somebody else might have had this idea too, but this is where I learned it from. Thea is one of my Stitch Group friends, and she had this idea, and I just thought it was great. This is a tacky bob, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's almost like a little CD case, and on the inside is very sticky substance on both sides, the white and the blue. And what I did was I sorted the beads and put the symbols next to them. So it's very clear. It took a while, and yeah, I know that's how long it's going to take me to do that angel, the thread for the angel project, but that's okay. But this is going to be totally worth it when I start to do the beading, which is going to be very soon. I'm going to probably, I might just like put this in my rotation, like maybe, you know, every couple projects I'll bring that back out and do it. But there are the beads. They're stuck really well, and I'm shaking it, and they're not going anywhere. But they're easy enough to pick up with a needle. So thank you to Thea for this idea, and whoever else had this idea. I'm sure somebody else did, but it's great. This will make working on this project a lot easier and more fun. So those are the whips. Now, where am I? Oh yeah. I want to talk to you about some new Flosstubers that I've watched. There's always new Flosstubers coming on the scene, and I just like to see who's there and who's new and what's going on. And I watched 3 totally different Flosstubers from each other, but they're all just delightful and fun to watch, and I'm, you know, subscribed to all of them. The first one is CharlotteML, and that's Charlotte, capital M, capital L, and she has a very short premiere video, but she packs a lot into it. She has a lot of, her projects are very varied, and I like that because I think that's how I stitch also. It's, you know, I stitch all different kinds of things, and so she's got, you know, a very delicate spring piece and a colorful sampler, and like a Pokemon project that's going to be of, you know, like epic proportions. It's going to be huge, and it's just fun to see. Everything that she stitched was so interesting to see. So check out CharlotteML. I'm going to put that information at the bottom after I do this video. Next is the Zen Stitcher. Her name is Tanya, and she just has the warmest personality and does amazing stitching with specialty threads, and just gorgeous. She does a lot of, not specialty threads, I'm sorry, specialty stitches. And something that, you know, I don't know, I get a little bit nervous when I see that, but I've done them, but not like this. And she is so sweet, and you just want to go to her house and say, teach me those stitches. And she'd probably give you coffee and chat. She just seems so nice. Check out Tanya at the Zen Stitcher. And last but not least, Stitchy in Colorado. Who has seen them yet? I did. It's a mother and son duo. I love it. I love it. Trish or Trisha, I'm not sure, sorry, but her son's name is Jack, and they're both very new to stitching. Like this year, they started stitching, and the stitchy bug has really bitten them. They have their own little projects. They you know, he stitches Jack, who's probably, I don't know, maybe barely in middle school. I'm not sure how old he is, but he stitches all his kind of things, cars and sports things, and it's just the coolest thing to see. And it's really nice to see that stitching is being passed on to younger people. And we have a lot of young people on Flosstube, but this is a really young person, so it's really nice to see. And Trish is also a knitter, and she shows one of her knitted projects, and it's gorgeous. So enjoy watching Stitchy in Colorado. Go on over there, watch them. So those are my new Flosstubers for this video. Just the nicest people, aren't they all nice? Everybody's nice. So, you know, we talk about haul. Hey, you know what? This month I haven't done much in the way of haul. Excuse me, my glasses keep slipping down. Of course, I've gotten my Victorian motto threads, which I always like to mention because they are so gorgeous and they're always worth mentioning. And, you know, I really do need to get a project going using these because gorgeous. And this month, we have Eagle's Nest. We have Rose Blush Pink. Isn't that pretty? I get the primitive colors. Old Rosewood. That's really pretty. Indian Rose Blush. I'm not putting them in front of my face this month. Blue Gemstone. And Nutshells. What a pretty collection. It's always nice to get something fun in the mail, and especially when it's something you can use like pretty threads. It's funny because I don't know if you're familiar with Ipsy. It's cosmetic samples that you can get every month, and it's like $10. And I'd been doing it for a while, and I thought, you know what? I don't know how many eyeliners I can have. So I decided it's definitely more fun to get threads. So I gave up Ipsy and started getting some threads. Lots more excitement. Okay. I'll put those over here. The other new thing I got, of course, is the Farmhouse Christmas. This one's Pinewood Farm, and it's part 6. Got that, along with the fabric. I get those from Crazy Annie's Stitching. That's once a month. I haven't stitched on that for a while, but I think that's coming up in the rotation, so that I can get at least some of those done by Christmas. I don't know. The other thing that I got new is, this is cool. My friend, again, my friend Thea from Stitch Group, had been stitching some Mill Hill kits and was looking for something to frame them in. And she had these frames. Hers, I think, were a little bit narrower frames. But when I ordered these, I didn't see those. But I thought, this would be cute. And it's a company on Etsy that sells unfinished frames so that you can just paint them whatever color you want. Now, Thea painted hers with acrylic paint, simple. She said she didn't even sand them. They are really smooth, and I can see that you probably don't really need to. I mean, you could if you really, really felt like it, but these are really nice. And it's nice frames. Different sizes, different widths, and these were pretty reasonable. I'll put the name below again so that you can, if you're interested. For my scaredy cats, I'm thinking of just painting a black frame, maybe putting some kind of accent colors on it or something. So, and you know, you can always use a square frame, right? So, those are my new things. And they're not perfect. I just want to show you, they're not perfect. But do you need perfect all the time? I mean, we don't. Sometimes you might even, you know, you might put something decorative up wherever the imperfection is. You know, if you put a bow or something. Nice. Worth it to me. Just perfect. Okay. Cross Stitch Rewind. I'm going to show you something that goes way back. We're rewinding to like the late 80s, I think. And these are little, cute little garden scenes that I stitched. And I know it was the late 80s. I remember working on these when my son napped. He was probably, this may be, maybe 89 or 90. And I stitched them on 18 count Ada. I got them out of a magazine. Here's the thing. I don't know what the magazine is. I don't know. I remember getting a few at that time, and so I don't know which one this came out of. But I just thought these were just adorable. So this one I think is called Colonial Garden. Don't know the designer. And I tried to find it. I don't know. I'm just dusting them off a little bit. They're okay. This one's Victorian Garden. And this one, I believe, is Country Garden. And if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but there's something that shows up in all three of them. You could see it the best in this one. A little white cat. There's the white cat here. They're kind of hiding. This one is the hardest to see. He's right there. And then the Colonial Garden. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's right there. These have been hanging in my house since I finished them. So for years and years. And they've got the desk to prove it. Just kidding. Here's the funny thing about that. I still have the patterns for these. And I'll show you, because there's nothing on here that you can't see. But it doesn't say what the magazine is, and I can't. Oops, I didn't want to show you that. I don't know. And unless I missed it, it doesn't even tell you the designer. So here's the thing. They're real yellowy because, you know, they're really old. But if this is something you would like to stitch, I'm going to do all three of them together as a package. If you want these charts, make sure everything's there. Yep, chart and the color chart, all there. I have all three charts. If you want all three of these charts all together, just put it in the comments. It'll be like a little giveaway. US only, please. You have to be at least 18. And please don't mention giveaway. Just say, I would like the gardens charts. And if there's more than one person that wants them, I'll do a drawing and announce it on my next video. But I'll be glad to send these to you because they are very, very cute. And I just love them. I think they're really cute, especially stitched in the smaller fabric. So, oops, I don't want to show you. Actually, on the back of the one chart is a different chart. Half of one. I tore a lot of things out of magazines and put them in a binder, but just let me know if you would like that. Okay. So I told you we had Stitch Day on Saturday, and for those of you who don't know what that is, oh no, I find my thing. I have a stitch group, and we meet once a month. We call ourselves Sisters in Stitches. We're good friends. We've been stitching together. We always try to figure out how long ago. We're thinking like six or 7 years ago we started stitching together, and we just still do. And so we meet once a month on the second Saturday, and this month so December is always a special stitch day because that's when we celebrate Christmas and we decorate and we bring food in, and normally we just bring our lunches and just have our lunch. But in December and also in July, we celebrate birthday month. So it's like everybody's birthday gets celebrated. We bring in food. And so I made a little special favor, and I just want to show you. This one's mine. I made everybody a little July themed favor. Even though 4th of July is over, it's okay. I put a little fabric quarter in and some floss and some patriotic ribbon, and also a refrigerator magnet. That's not a needle minder, it's a fridge magnet. So everybody got one of these. So that was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. It was a good day. I did a little bit of sewing craftiness that is stitch related. I made some scroll rod covers for my roller frame. I used Trisha, the left-handed stitcher's instructions, and I used the fabric that was left over from the project bag that I had made last time, the vinyl project bag. So that's one thing I did. That was fun. And the other thing is I made a little project bag out of some leftover fabric that I had. I have a lot of leftover fabric, and that's one thing I need to do is I need to organize both cross-stitching fabric and sewing fabrics. I mean, I'll go in there and I'll dig in that sewing fabric thing and make the biggest mess and just leave it. Put the lid back on, shove it back in the closet and say, oh, okay, I'm done. But I had this fabric from another project. It has, that's the lining. And I used a tutorial that I found online that was different from what I had ever stitched. So that's what I made. Did a little sewing with my new sewing machine, or kind of new sewing machine. But I like it. The size is a little odd. I think if I'm going to do another one of these, I need to maybe make it a little bigger or maybe a little bit wider this way, I think. I think, it would fit a project and stuff that I need, but I really think I'd like it better if it was a little bit wider. So that's what I've been doing. That is about it. Let's see if I missed anything. I'm going to look at my notes. I write notes to myself. I think I got everything. I'm just really glad that you stopped in today to visit, and I hope that you come back. I've got plans. I've got, plans to keep my rotation up and to keep working on the scaredy cats. so that I can have that done for fall, because, you know, fall's going to be here before we know it. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully by next time I'll have my angel threads organized. That's my plan. And I'm really excited because coming up in a few days, I get to go stitch with another Flosstuber who I met by Flosstube and who we found out we don't live very far from each other. So I'll let you know all about that next time. So thank you again for visiting, and please come back and go ahead, go out there and go do some stitching, and I'd be happy. Bye.